Thank you, Daddy. I knew you wouldn't say no. Let's go, Tybalt! Great adventures await!
See you later, my dear Geppetto!
I am in for the greatest movie ever made. Skidee, skidee away, Pauly Shore. Skidee away. Hey guys, Blazie here, and welcome to my review of Pinocchio, a true story. You heard that right, a true story. All his other stories aren't correct, but horse acting as the opening narrator tells us this by classically breaking the fourth wall.
You may have heard that once upon a time, a man named Geppetto carved a puppet out of wood. But then, people started making up some silly stories about growing noses and whatnot. Tell me, have you ever seen a nose grow right in front of you?
Have you ever seen a wooden boy come to life? Yeah, I didn't think so, movie. So this movie was made in Russia. But here's the weird thing. There's two versions of the dub. One that was made in Russia, oddly enough, and then the one the internet knows, made by the American company Lionsgate, who are probably gonna flag the shit out of this video because they love to do that every single time it's a Lionsgate film, and I never realize it's a Lionsgate film until it's too late. God damn it. Though weirder, they only dubbed 3 of the characters and kept the original dub for all the other characters. So why even dub it in the first place? It's just so they could sell the DVDs of it, I guess. That company could sell the DVDs, because why even in the first place? It's so weird. So while the original sounds like this.
Father, tell me, when can I leave to be on my own? I've got the whole world to see.
The one we all know sounds like this.
Father, tell me, when can I leave to be on my own? I've got the whole world to see.
So one's straight Pinocchio and the other is a flamboyant Pinocchio, voiced by good old Pauly Shore.
I'm not a geek. I'm a unique weasel, David. Jump off the gym, splatter on the street, and go for the cover. It's not funny. I'm not going down as this.
Good to have him back. Good to have the weasel back. Because while the American dub is like word for word the exact same as the original dub, making it just oddly pointless, Pauly Shore does add his own touches to it.
Thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Daddy.
Let's go, Tybalt. Great adventures await.
Let's go, Tybalt! Great adventures await!
Goodbye, Father. I'll be back soon.
Bye, Daddy! Bye-bye!
So, of course, I had to watch the American dub. I was thinking of watching the other dub just to see what it's like, but I get the gist of it just by being like the same thing, but so much more fun in the American dub. Like, I did go through all different scenes and all that, and yeah, the American dub is just so much more fun, so much more. The original one took it too seriously. Anyway, we cut to Geppetto, voiced by Tom Kenny, aka SpongeBob, who makes Pinocchio so he won't be lonely anymore. Careful of splinters now. Speaking of splinters, guess what the first joke of the movie is? Yep, you guessed it, a Ninja Turtle joke.
Now, what should we name you? Maybe Leonardo. That won't do either. He'd grow up to be a selfish actor, or an artist, or a turtle who only cares about pizza.
Bet you didn't see that one coming. I sure didn't. In the end, who doesn't love the Ninja Turtles? Why not? Why not? And then suddenly, Horse is there, named Tybalt, and he is voiced by John Heder. I think it's Heder. I don't know. I apologize. I forget what his last name is. AKA though, this guy. I generally like this actor. I quite like him. He was quite funny, and do like his characters he plays. He's great, and he's also great in this.
Personally, I find his appearance rather dull. Don't you agree, my dear Geppetto? I understand I might be a boring companion, but you could have made a more joyful and intelligent puppet.
It really sounds like he was just like reading the script without seeing the horse's actions as well, so voice and animation just don't work together, which of course happens a lot. The animation like lip syncing in this is awful. It's absolutely awful. It never works. It never works. A woman arrives at Geppetto's shop and he gives her her wand that he fixed up. As she leaves, she makes Pinocchio wheel. And right away, Pauly Shore voicing him. I'm excited. I am so excited.
I don't believe my eyes. Oh.
Alive! I'm a boy and I'm alive!
And then apparently, according to the woman, this will make for an extremely interesting story. Extremely interesting? Extremely being the key word there. Because, well, it's not. The plot is extremely basic love story between Daddy Horse and Pinocchio. I mean, this girl, Bella, and Pinocchio. Yeah, them. That's what I meant. Oh, trust me, I will get there with the Daddy Horse thing. I will get there. Trust me, it'll actually make a lot more sense than you realize. So now cut to some time later, and Tabo and Pinocchio are doing tricks with Pauly Shore's best grunting. But then these detectives show up out on complete random and all like, this is all suspicious, but nothing is suspicious. It's just random cringe to make these guys try to be funny, but then also to shoehorn them into the story, which they do kind of become a thing later. But it's also just like random cringe to show Pinocchio has to hide away. But they could have done such a much better job on it.
Have you seen anyone suspicious around here lately?
No one but you, Detective Brioni.
It's not a joke. It's a very serious matter. We're looking for tough criminals.
But then we do see these two with him, and just, what is wrong with that dude's face? He looks like a Sims character gone wrong. They start heading to the barn where Pinocchio is, but then suddenly shooting noises and animation that makes them look like stop-motion clay figures. Scratch that. Claymation looks better than this. Pinocchio and Timon come out hiding, and then we finally get the moment that set off the internet that makes you go, oh, this is definitely a gay flamboyant Pinocchio.
Father, tell me, when can I leave to be on my own? I've got the whole world to see.
Geppetto doesn't want him to leave yet, though, because he is unusual for the world. Which would be a nice message of, like, be yourself. But nah, he wants to be normal. And Timon comes in, like, actually, you should use the word special, Geppetto. And Geppetto is like, oh yes, you're right, but Timon's fate is just so evil.
If I were in your boots, I'd use the word special instead.
Yes, you call your son special. You call that weirdo special. Yes, he is special, isn't he? I don't know, but that face just looks evil. Like, seriously, what's up with that evil face of his?
Come on, Tibbo. Let's see what it was.
They hear more shooting and go to the gun noises. This will be a quick story, apparently. The shooting is happening at a circus, and suddenly, a cat and a fox.
Our last few shows barely had any audience.
I say, we just need to come up with a new act.
Oh, that fox is definitely gay too.
All right. Here's an idea. We'll turn off all the lights, and I'll crawl between the seats, grabbing the audience by their feet.
And into feet. Okay. Gotta love kids' movies putting in their fetishes. Haha. A furry made that character. Also, their names are legitimately Cat and Fox. Good thing there's only, like, one cat, one fox in this movie. Like, with Tybalt. Like, it's a good thing he's not named Horse, because there's plenty of other horses in there. Good job. But yeah, sounds like they're thieves and will be the bad guys, and Cat Dude is randomly shooting for no reason at all, just no reason. A bullet hits a tree, bounces to a horse, and things get crazy as the horse and wagon run about and destroy the place. Tybalt and Pinocchio are still walking along together, showing off Pauly Shore's amazing voice acting.
You have a dream?
Yes, Tybalt, I have a special, most treasured dream.
And then more shooting and keep on going as see the wagon is heading straight to a cliff. But this stupid zoom in had me just so confused. Where's the cliff? This here? That could easily just be a hill. All you did was zoom in on the shot, and it's utterly confusing because I can't see any cliff. I understand where it's supposed to be, but I don't see it clearly. It's a blink and you miss it kind of thing. But yeah, there's the love interest though on the wagon named Bella. Pinocchio's all like, oh no, we should help, while Tybalt is all like,
Pinocchio, it's not our problem.
he is such an ass. What the fuck is up with this horse? And why do I love him so much? Anyway, they go. The circus are just running behind it while Pinocchio saves her, using some of his skills of his. And what follows is just utter cringe voice acting, and just her voice isn't very good. None of the voices are good.
Are you okay there?
I am, thanks to you. I'm Bella, and may I know the name of my savior?
My name is Pinocchio.
Especially, the original dub, they're not good, so makes it even more confusing that they did dub over them. I don't know. But then Cat comes in, and it's just pure gold.
My greetings, sir.
Mamma mia! It wouldn't buy!
The stiff animation as he flies back is just incredible. It's so good. But of course, being wooden, he is fine, though he should still have a hole in him, but nah, nothing. They couldn't animate holes, apparently. So it turns out he saved the circus boss's daughter, and then seeing his skills and that he is wooden, want him to join the circus. Tybalt ain't happy with him, being sassy as usual.
Well, my friend might be made of wood, but someone here has sausages for brains.
Until they're like, oh, you can be his talent agent, which he likes the sound of. Pinocchio's interested, but needs to go talk to Geppetto first. Pinocchio begs to leave, and eventually Geppetto agrees. And then we get more amazing voice acting from that amazing, talented Pauly Shore.
Dad, I can make a lot of money. We'll build a new house. At least a new workshop for you.
Your own home should never feel like a prison. You can go.
Thank you, Daddy.
God, this is just pure shit. But the best kind. Detective Dude, it could also just be a cop, I don't know, it's kind of confusing what he is. He's just there. That's his role in the movie, it's just to be there.
Where did they go? This way? Or maybe that way?
We don't know, Detective Brioni.
Of course you don't know, knuckleheads! You stomped all over the tracks! You both are no use at all!
And yeah, it's like they're meant to be the comedy, but oh man, they aren't. Not once did I laugh at them. Maybe at how bad the voice acting is, but they're just plain annoying. Because it's just so random. So he does join up with the circus, and all on the wagons, going through town. And this scene with the kids running after it, it's just who's the wooden one here? Honestly. So the foot-loving fox and the reject from Puss in Boots do a little show.
I want my money back! I've seen this before!
They're not happy, so they send in Pinocchio. He nervous at first, but gets it going. Doing the exact same animations with the same camera angles we already saw. After that, the boss dude mentions Pinocchio joining the gang, but quickly changes it to circus. So yeah, the obvious mustache-twirling bad guy is obvious bad guy. And then we get the reason why I called Tybalt Daddy Horse. Pinocchio's talking to him we'll go home once I go see the world and make some money. But meanwhile, you will be my dad. You will be my daddy.
But for now, since you're my talent agent, you can take his place.
What? You want me to be your father?
Just say yes. I promise I'll be a good son.
Okay, so he says father, but he doesn't want him to be his friend. He wants him to be his daddy. He wants to call the horse daddy. I know a few horses I'll call daddy myself, so I understand this. I do. NT agrees, on conditions, of course, that Pinocchio's only a bottom, which I mean is very obvious.
But there will be conditions.
Name them.
You'll do everything exactly as I say.
That's fair.
When suddenly, musical number. The worst part, the absolute worst part, it sounds okay. Like, it's actually sung pretty well. So, I doubt it's the voice actor. Because, yeah, like, it's not a bad song. What she's singing about is just pointless and stupid. Like, I don't give a crap at all. But it's not sung bad.
Every show is my own debut. A feeling known by just a few. There are no limits for me in the big top up here. I apply for you.
Anyway, though, cringe lines afterwards. They take the show on the road and become a hit. We see the detective dudes again, just kind of going in the same places for some reason. Sees a poster of Pinocchio and decide to see where they're going next. Pretty much just calling Pinocchio, just like, oh, he's up to something. It's just, why? Why him? Just because he's on the poster? Later on, we see Bella singing and Pinocchio watching outside like the creepy wooden boy he is. Pinocchio didn't want to just see the world to bolt figures out. He's really staying for the girl. Dude, you just got a daddy horse. Calm down. The horse tells her to buy her flowers and take her a walk down to the beach. Which isn't a beach. That's a harbour. Which I could be wrong on that. It could be a harbour, whatever. Or dock, maybe, is another word for it. Actually, it could be a dock. Oh, it's not a beach. It's not a beach. I'm at least correct on that. But then he's also like, well, at least the cafes are closed, so you won't need to buy her ice cream. What a cheap-ass daddy you are. At least he is built like a horse. Am I wrong? Talking about daddy, he tells them how it is.
All right, I'll go. It's just...
Quit your whining. You better listen to your father.
The boss talks about keeping Pinocchio around and mentions to Fox and Cat that he'll stick around because he has a crush on Bella. How he knows this, I don't know. But Bella does overhear this conversation. And then Pinocchio knocks on her door, and his entrance is just way too flamboyant to be straight.
Who's there?
It's just me.
This is like the star of an overly gay porno. With a daddy horse. Bella tells Pinocchio to leave. Fuck. I don't know if I'll keep this in, but I just got an image of the horse sitting on Pinocchio's face telling him to lie. Fuck. Bella tells Pinocchio to leave and that she doesn't even like him and starts crying, so something is up. Oh, there's twists and turns. Oh, I didn't see that happening. Oh, I don't give a shit. But see? See how she's gonna treat you? Now go back to your daddy. So now he mopes about sad, and Cat and the Fox bug him, telling him he never had a chance and will always be a puppet. But it's like, I don't understand why. They were just told not to screw things up, and straight away, they screw things up. Because they need the puppet, and as long as he likes Bella, he'll stick around. And they're just like, screw Bella, she doesn't love you, and never will. Like, you never had a chance with her. So, yeah, they're just being complete idiots, in other words, which, like, maybe is the point of those characters, are they just complete idiots? But it's not very well communicated exactly what's happening here, especially after that conversation. Back with Geppetto, old man is doing those drugs and hallucinating, and he decides to go out and find his boy. Too late, dude. Your boy got a new daddy. Speaking of, Tybalt comes in and tries his best in his own kind of way to comfort him.
Well, so what? You have to learn to take no for an answer. Not a big deal. It's a normal part of life.
Normal, you said? You want to see something that's far from normal.
And then a clown comes in and mentions the fairy Lucinda to her that she could help, but she lives up and about us, as she's just tired of those who only seek love and wealth. Oh, you mean like Pinocchio? He is trying to get with someone, he has a new daddy, and he's trying to get money. But yeah, she could turn him into a little boy. But the path is to believe to be by evil spirits. That's what he says, believed to be by evil spirits. What does that even mean? What does that mean? Does he mean evil spirits built the path? That she lives near evil spirits? I don't... Anyways, he leaves, and Tybalt is apparently scared of spirits and such. So he might be a little bit of a sub. Just a little. Pinocchio does want to go, while Tybalt is all like, but they're counting on us. Which, like, aren't you all about going back home to Geppetto? Set your priorities, Daddy. I mean, Tybalt. And then is all like, well, what if we need more money? Oh, like wealthy people the fairy hates? But Pinocchio says he has 5 gold coins, that should be enough. Which would trick the fox and cat, who overhear it. But like, again, what's their plan? Never going to, like, rob him of money? Give it to him by their boss, who is also a bad guy in all of this? What? This is just to pad out the one time, I feel like. Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. At this point, I was getting a little bored as, like, the basic dialogue comes in. As Tybalt and Pinocchio make their way through a perfectly fine-looking forest. It's not scary at all. It's pretty open, that's it. It's a very open kind of forest. And again, yeah, Tybalt might be a little bit of a sub because he is very scared of a forest. And then they see a tent, and I got reminded of the amazing film I'm watching.
Oh, stop being such a coward.
I'm not a coward. I'm just cautious.
Whoa.
There's someone inside who maybe could be the fairy. It's not. Tybalt, of course, seems hesitant as he seems to know, like, Pinocchio's name and what he wants, and then asks for exactly 5 gold coins. And Tybalt's animation here, like, what was the point of that? If it just, like, seeing his hoof come up, like, that, like, has never happened before and after. This is the only time he uses his hoof to do something, and it's so funny. It's so funny. So we do see it's clearly Fox and Cat. Duh. And, like, just again, why is this happening? To take some money from him that your boss gave him? He could have just not gave him the money yet or something if you guys are that desperate. What is this stupid plot? What? It's like they just had no idea what to do with the villains. I get they're scumbags, but it's just odd. Anyway, Tybalt annoys them enough with his questions. The cat comes out, ready to shoot, and we get some slow-mo. Tybalt thinks he is hit and whinges a bit, but I say it's just a ploy to get Pinocchio to look at his ass with his face here and there, probably to just sit on him like the daddy he is. What the fuck am I even on about anymore? But then Pinocchio does say that he recognized that it sounded like Fox and Cat, yet you still gotta give your money to them? Wow, you really are a dummy. Get it? Because he is a dummy. Haha. Anyway, they continue onward through the forest. Tybalt's still scared. Then the cockatoo that was with, like, the woman in the start, confirming she's the fairy, starts calling out to them to try and scare them. And then straight shot of horse ass. I was just like, well, okay, it's just kind of moving now. As he tells them to act like a father. Not man up, but to act like a daddy. Ow, that hurt my throat. So he does and yells out for the bird to come out, and things get shaky, but Pinocchio's still like, be my daddy, horsey. And so Tybalt takes charge, kinda, and helps out Pinocchio as things get rough, getting more slow-mo as he makes it over this little gate thing. They meet the fairy and talk to her, but she can't turn him into human, and says that being human is the hardest thing. Ouch. You're not wrong there. Tybalt is back to being an arse. I mean, donkeys are part of the original, like, are part of, like, Pinocchio's story. So, maybe that's what they're trying to go for. But yeah, they all leave, all upset, but apparently the bird shows up after they leave, and mentions that she could just turn him into a boy if she wants. She says if he wants to be human, then all he has to do is be human, basically. Back to circus, Boss Dude yells at Fox and Cat, at least making some sense. Pinocchio wants to be human, and they can't let that happen for the show. So, that makes more sense for the villains then to want to stop him. Daddy Tybalt takes charge again to help out Pinocchio to make him feel better.
This is the good thing about the time we live in. You can't spit without hitting a fairy. Listen to me. As your father, I know what's best for you.
Then the detectives show up again randomly and mention that the circus criminals that when doing their show they go and rob the town homes, which we never actually saw them do. So this is like nice confirmation as to exactly what they do, I guess. Which Tybalt and Pinocchio hear, and apparently because he is the star of the show, detectives think that he is head of the gang. You know, not the obvious mustache-twirling evil boss. Here Tybalt's mouth has like a lot of animation to it, again, which is like kind of impressive, but as you may have noticed, the lip syncing is just so bad, so it doesn't work, so it just looks hilarious.
No, Pinocchio, I don't think you get it at all. We are wanted by the police. They think you are a criminal mastermind, and I am your evil accomplice.
Anyway, the two fight because that's just where we're at in this movie, where the friends fight and go separate ways.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
As Tybalt wants to leave, but Pinocchio wants to help Bella, so that's why they split off. Then here's something random as the boss comes in and talks to his daughter. Turns out, she isn't his daughter. Was this plot needed? Oh, there's more to it, but was it necessary? Because apparently, like, as well, she isn't part of all this, but just knows they're criminals, so they didn't even get her involved. Which makes the whole thing actually make no more... doesn't make any sense at all. As to even why he has her. Actual. What? That... I just realized that. Jesus Christ. It doesn't... No, yeah, it doesn't make sense. I'll get there. Because, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, who the hell is she? Tybalt talked to himself on leaving Pinocchio, and in the end freaks out, starts to hallucinate, and realizes, oh no, I did wrong. Pinocchio is walking along, and then gets grabbed in the lamest, most pathetic way by the detectives, and then this weird scene and sound effect.
That's it. You talk way too much. You leave me no choice but to shut you up.
I think it's just the sound effects. It's like, why a fart sound? Why? Tybalt shows up and just outright being all like, I'm his father. And the detectives say nothing about it. They just accept he is his daddy.
I'm not just someone. I am Senior Tybalt, a talent agent, and I also happen to be the boy's father, and I demand that you unhand him.
And then they're about to attack Tybalt, but then, like, suddenly horse ass again, with some, like, again, very confused in multiple ways, and then smack. He smacks him up into a tree, and so now they're stuck there. We get some comedic relief of them trying to be funny, but they're absolutely not at all. The two talk, Tybalt wants to help, and then sees the detective's handkerchief and knows a way to help apparently, as he then just leaves to go do something. Pinocchio is confused, but goes to help Bella. Pinocchio talks to the boss and starts as he ends up running into them instead. Bella does show up though and admits she knew what was going on all along. And Pinocchio's all like, oh well fuck you then. And just, you know, hates her now. And then he gets thrown into a crate thing and randomly, Geppetto is there. The boss wants Geppetto to carve him more puppets, to have a puppet army. Okay, things just took a major sudden turn. I mean, this is... made in Russia. Ah, shit. And then it goes to Tybalt, just kind of wandering around town, and comes across Bella, who tells him what happened. There's some weird what kind of sounds used here multiple times. Was done before many times, but this is the weirdest time to do it.
He wanted to rescue you, and now he's behind bars.
Tybalt, you have to believe me. I didn't know what my father was doing behind my back.
It's just so weird. She is crying while the horse is being bossy with her shady ass, you know, as he does.
I swear I've never wanted any of this to happen.
Sure you haven't.
You know, you were the reason Pinocchio decided to come back.
And then she pulls out a handkerchief, which is the same one as the detective. It was with her when she was a baby, when the boss found her. So now comes up with an idea. But what was that first idea? He had no plan whatsoever. He was just wandering around town by himself and just happens to run across Bella, who just happens to have the same kind of handkerchief that he recognized. And so it was like he, knew that she used that handkerchief. But that's not the case, because there was no plan. There was no plan at all. In short, no plan. Later, Geppetto and Pinocchio are chatting. Tybalt comes in and is like, I have a plan. We will put on a show, and we won't be alone, showing all the other circus performers involved, including Bella. And what's his plan? What's his plan this time? This.
Attention, please, my dear friends. I'm gonna tell you now.
Some thieves are hiding, gallows guests.
A song, which is legit just telling the audience what the thieves are doing. But then we get like a certain line in the song.
He opens all the doors he wants and hides behind the coat.
Did I just seriously hear that? Did I just seriously hear that? What is he saying? Because to me, it sounds like a very used Aussie word.
And hides behind the coat. The coat.
Am I wrong? Am I hearing it wrong? Please tell me what he said. Because it sounds like a very specific word to me. But yeah, this is Tybalt's big plan. A song. Oh, he definitely gay. He definitely a gay horse. Only a gay horse would come up with a plan involving a song. So now the thieves are all like, oh no, detectives or police or whatever they are show up. The other three run out to the crowd to be all like, no, we are not thieves. But boss detective is all like, you're gonna be arrested. So now bad dude throws lamp at Pinocchio and sets a tent on fire. The reactions from the crowd are, of course, hilarious. Cat grabs Bella, but fire's coming in, so he leaves. Pinocchio saves her, but messes up his life.
Hold on, got you!
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And then Pinocchio dies.
Pinocchio!
Hold on! Bella!
Hilarious. But Daddy Horse comes into the rescue and charges to the flames to grab him. And he manages to save Pinocchio. Or at least, kinda. He saved his body anyway. He should be, like, burning. But he's okay. Now everyone cries, and Bella's tears go down to Pinocchio and turns him into a real boy. The fairy shows up and tells him, you did this for yourself. For sacrificing yourself, only someone with a real heart and soul could. And the detectives come in and apologize, and the Tybalt is all like, hey, where's your handkerchief? Oh look, Pinocchio has it. Hey Bella, show yours. Once again, looks the same and realizes, oh shit, you're my daughter. Was this needed? Was this seriously needed? And then it gets more weird as the bad dude comes in and admits, I never found you. I bought you from someone 11 years ago. So how old is she? Because she would remember, right? She doesn't look young, She doesn't look that young. Because I feel like she would remember, having another dad if it was stolen from one dude and then given to another. What? And then, yeah, going back to that thing, oh my god, that realization. He bought her for what reason? Yes, to make her part of his show, but not to make her a thief as well? Only just to do the show? Which again, I guess is so to distract them, so that they're but he already had a bunch of other people to do that. He had the clown, and he has Muscle Man and all that, to distract the crowd so they can go on and steal things. Whatever, don't rationalize it, it's a stupid ass movie. But yeah, yes, apparently Detective's child went missing, so it is indeed her. It's just so random. And cut to some time later, the detective is now heading up the circus. Tybalt and Pinocchio jump through wings on fire, and it ends. Nah, they make it through. Then it ends. But imagine if it ends there, so did they make it or not? You decide. Well, I for one say, this movie is boring and bad as hell, but Pauly Shore, John Heder, they saved this movie. Absolutely. I love their performances because of how phoned in it all was, but at the same time, they knew it was bad, and they were doing their best to salvage it and, make the characters their own. Maybe I should watch the other dub again, just to see what the movie is really like, but at the same time, no, this is a bad movie. You could tell it's a bad movie. Because, yeah, the detective voice, for example, are just awful, and they didn't change that in the American dub. The saving grace of the movie are Pauly Shore and John Heder. Because, like, even if they got professional voice actors for the role, it wouldn't matter at all. This is a bad movie. It's so extremely boring. The plot is extremely basic. The bad guys are very one-note. The characters don't go through any growth. And it's not an extremely interesting story like I was promised at the start of this movie. Besides him being wooden, he is in no way Pinocchio. The whole idea of this being a true story is utter bollocks. It's just a stupid idea. It's very, like, I've seen plenty of films like this before, where it's just like, they take the old fairy tale and be like, no, that's not real, this is the true story, that's all it is, and it's just completely stupid. Like, if that's the real story, that's a pretty shitty real story, then I can see why they changed it. For one, yeah, his nose doesn't grow at all, telling lies and such doesn't matter at all. So the idea of him, like, being like this good person, and that's why he becomes a human in the end, basically, it doesn't matter, because he always is. He's always a nice person. He's always helping people. There's just no messages here. The animation is subpar and bad at times. Granted, trying to find a good looking copy is very difficult, so I don't have the best version to watch, because I feel like some of the backgrounds could look nice, and probably are nice, but in my versions, yeah, they're not, nothing is good looking, because yeah, it is kind of difficult to find. But still, the characters are ugly, and look like rejects from The Sims. Again, the only good thing are the two leads of this specific dub, but at the same time, there's not enough of Pauly Shore, and I never thought I would say that in 2022. But there's just not enough of him. There's not enough of Pauly Shore being Pauly Shore. Like the skitty scene. There needed to be so much more of it. They needed to watch this movie, realize it's a piece of shit, so let's just go full on Looney Tunes stupid in it. Like they did with, like, the anime Ghost Stories, I think it's called, where the show was so bad in Japan, it was received so freaking poorly, that they gave the dub studio complete freedom to do whatever they want.
What the fuck? Get there! Time wa 0.2秒縮まりました。
Think of a big black man chasing you!
Well, he's not racist.
I guess not. He's only 0.2 seconds faster.
Like, you guys have probably most likely seen a whole bunch of the clips and all that already all over TikTok and everything, which I'll put some here. But, like, that's not just the dub. People, it's not just like YouTubers or whatever. It's not just the dub being assholes and just not respecting it. No, it was just received so poorly that Japan gave them permission to do whatever the hell they want. And guess what? It worked. Everybody has seen clips of this. And that's the only reason why people would watch it in the end. Like, that's what needed to happen here. But besides a few instances, this dub is exactly the same, word for word, as the original dub. And so, in that sense, it's just really disappointing. There needed to be more Pauly Shore, damn it. This movie is easily like a 2 out of 10 Foxes. Easily. If there were, like, huge animation mistakes like there was in the third Alpha and Omega movie, then I would hate it more. Or love it more, let's be real, because I kind of love the third Alpha and Omega movie because it's just that bad.
What? The spin out?
But, on an enjoyment level, this movie is roughly a 7 out of 10 Foxes. This specific version. I did make my own fun watching this movie, admittedly, constantly, like, thinking and calling to old Daddy Horse. But would I recommend it? No, not at all. Absolutely not. There's not enough of Pauly Shore. Like, whatever scenes we have seen of him are the best scenes. Pretty much. There's nothing else that really compares to those scenes. And yeah, that kind of sucks. If there was more of that, then I would recommend it as just a dumb-ass movie. But again, I never thought in 2022 I'll be like, I need more Pauly Shore in my life. Hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, give it a like. Subscribe to our channel, because I'll love you if you do. Hit that bell icon. And this fox says, be who you want to be. Alright guys, bye for now.